My name is Daniel O'Connor. I'm the Grindio Gourmet, and today I'm going to show you how to prepare a very simple marinade for grilling or cooking on the griddle. We're going to use a skirt steak, and I have 6 ingredients plus salt and pepper. So what I'd like to do is explain a little bit about the principles of grilling hot heat. You need a little bit of salt, we need a little bit of sugar, we need a little bit of acid in our marinade. This meat is already prepared, sliced pretty thin, so we're only going to marinate this about 15 minutes and we'll be ready to go. Today we're going to prepare skirt steak or entraña in the Latin cultures. There's a fair amount of fat in this. This particular product comes from Finca Ocho. Shout out to those guys. They've been absolutely amazing in this quarantine, giving us super premium products, and we greatly appreciate it. So there's a little bit of fat here. We want to be able to cook with a temperature that's hot enough to render that fat, but we don't want to overcook the meat. So we come up with a slightly sugary marinade that will help seal the meat as it cooks. It'll give us a little higher temperature. The sugar will caramelize, and what's left inside will be the beautiful rendered flavor from all of this beef and a little bit of the yellow fat. So here we go. So this is 1.5 pounds. That's a perfect size. We give about 6-ounce portions per person, so we have enough for 6 people. We're gonna cut this more or less to fit the size of the pan, and that will allow us to cook it. Today we're going to cook indoors with a cast iron skillet, and then we're going to cut this, we're going to slice this meat on a bias. So when I cut, I follow along these natural seams or separations, and that should be plenty. To prepare our marinade, we're going to use olive oil, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, oyster sauce, sweet chili sauce, dark soy sauce, and a little bit of salsa pairings. It's a Lee and Pairings Worcestershire sauce. So here we go. The oil is for emulsification and to help the product when it comes in contact with the heat. The vinegar is for acidity and helps break down a little bit of the meat. Oyster sauce is slightly sweet, it's fermented, that helps us with umami. Sweet chili sauce has a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of spice. We like that as well. This is another fermented sauce. This is the Worcestershire sauce that will also help us with umami, and then soy sauce. So we have, and this is a dark Chinese soy sauce. So we have 3 fermented sauces in here combined with the red meat, so we're going to have a nice little umami bomb. And then what we want to do here is we want this to be slightly emulsified. Again, this meat is really thin, so we're going to marinate it maximum 15 minutes. So we're just going to take the meat and put it into the marinade, and then it's going to go into a Ziploc bag. And I love the Ziploc bags because it allows the meat to get much more contact with the product. So we're just going to marinate this stuff, dip it, and then all that other excess marinade will go into the baggie as well. But by putting it in a baggie like this, 1, we don't take up a lot of room in the refrigerator, and 2, it allows for all the product to have contact with the marinade. And that's kind of important because we want even coating, even flavor profiles with everything that we cook. So again, we like the oil that helps prevent the product from sticking when we cook. We like the acid because that helps us with our balance of flavors, and then we've got a really nice divine profile of fermented sauces and umami flavors. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the mix. So this is about a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt and about 2 teaspoons of black pepper. We're going to seal the bag, and we're just going to mix this all up together, and in 15 minutes we're ready to cook. So if you have your grill, this is a good time to start heating up your barbecue grill. If you're going to cook inside like we are today, you may want to heat up your cast iron pans in a hot oven or right on top of the range. Beautiful. So we have hot pans. This is a cast iron skillet. A little bit of olive oil and a little bit of butter. I like the combination of the two. I like the butter to brown a little bit, but it's really important that the pan is hot, and you can see as that butter browns, that's going to give the meat a nice flavor. And then we're just going to start cooking off this meat. You can smell the caramelization of the sugars and the sauce. We're just going to put a tiny little bit of butter around here because we don't want that to burn in the pan. It's starting to smell really good already. And then we're going to do this in 2 or 3 batches. Remember, as you put something in the pan, the temperature goes down, so you have to allow enough time for this to recuperate. But look, I mean, that caramelizes really fast. Actually, we'll turn the temperature up a little bit now because we had added a lot of cold product, marinated product to the pan, brings the temperature of the pan down. So we want to try to get the temperature back up. We're going to move kind of fast here, and then as this, ooh, that tastes good. So as this cooks, we're going to take it off, reheat the pan, add a little bit more oil, a little bit more butter, and boom, we'll do the second batch, and if necessary, we'll do a third batch as well. So at this point, I think it's time to get into the grilling mood, and here we go with a nice cold beer. And I certainly think that helps. So, look, this is beautifully caramelized. That's exactly what we want here. That took all of, what, 3 or 4 minutes? About the time it takes to open a beer and have a nice little taste. That's absolutely fabulous. And then a little trick. You want to know a trick about how to tell when the meat is done. You can use your fingers like this. So with the fingers, if you take your thumb and this forefinger and touch it here, that's really, really soft in the pad of the finger. That's what medium rare would feel like. And if you put the second finger, the famous finger, with the thumb, and you just till they touch, and you touch here again, now it feels like it's medium. And that's 3/4 or medium well, and then that's well done. So that's just a little quick trick when you're in the barbecue area and you need to know how to cook something or how people like their meat cooked, and it just makes it work a lot faster, huh? You've learned your little trick. I have another one today. So this was given to me by a dear friend in Fort Myers. Shout out to Patty Mills. And it's like magic.
Did you bring the drink out?
I did. Pop that open. Let's go. It's magic, man. And we're just going to slice this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo! Beautiful medium. Juicy. The meat has to rest. When it comes off the fire, it needs to rest at least 5 minutes before you cut it. So it has that nice sear. It's really, really nice.